really looked like they were in a culture of enabling the president's worst instincts rather than pushing back against him. It is.
And Jewish supremacism is also from Alabama. Joe is full of it. Good to hear.
A very unflattering picture of everyone in that White House for the first 8 years.
Absolutely not how a presidency should function, for sure. And Carol Lee, you see consistencies with other books and other reporting, but also with your investigative reporting on this president, his behavior,
And he has a creepy music video?
We'll take an objective easy. Good job.
That sounds ridiculous.
ability to contain himself and his temper. You've seen it.
Yeah, and the big takeaway for me was looking at this. It's just hard to fathom a president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, giving orders, saying that he wanted certain policies to be adopted, and the people around him essentially thinking that they know better and running a sort of tag team operation where one of them would warn another one about the president's moving in a certain direction, and they would all kind of mobilize to keep the president from doing what he wanted to do. And our reporting showed that, you know, we focused largely on the president and his national security team, and starting from last summer, there was just this deterioration of that relationship and a constant battle between his national security advisors, who wanted him to take measures that they thought were far better than the ones the president was proposing, and a president who just they felt needed to be contained on everything from Afghanistan to the Korean Peninsula.
Well, looking through our own copy of the book, there's so much to work with. Here's how NBC's Kristen Welker reported on it yesterday.
Done it. Objective
In
Charlie
his
is ours.
explosive new book, Bob Woodward.
Dark News Network, can you show the McCain put to death CNN clip? I'll run it tonight. I have to do news aggregation to prepare for this stream tonight. But yeah, we'll have a look at it. Thank you, sir.
Describes the Trump presidency in the midst of a nervous breakdown. Excerpts first obtained by the Washington Post quote aides calling it crazy town, at times paralyzed by the Russia investigation and that possible interview with Robert Mueller.
I've always wanted to do an interview.
Woodward describing the president's one-time lead attorney John Dowd, so convinced the president would commit perjury, he staged a practice interview last January. That session so rocky, Woodward reports Mr. Dowd later told Mr. Trump, "Don't testify. It's either that or an orange jumpsuit." The book also a remarkable portrait of aides taking extreme measures to block their boss. Former economic advisor Gary Cohn reportedly preventing the president from withdrawing from a trade agreement with South Korea by swiping a letter off his desk.
I mean, again, you mean so? And then Trump just forgot about the trade agreement, and South Korea didn't say, hey, yeah, but what happened to the document? What happened to our deal? Oh, we lost the document. Deal's off. Oh yeah, and South Korea would have just gone along. Oh, okay, great. We won't say it. Tiny Telephones. Joe literally made a Trump-themed Christmas album. Oh my God, what is happening? You have to listen to the Grinch one. He pulls out all the stops. Tiny hands. He's orange. What is wrong? These people are insane. They are insane. Wow. Holy shit. Thank you, Tony.
And after the president told Defense Secretary James Mattis he wanted to assassinate Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad for a chemical attack on civilians, Mattis reportedly told the president on the phone he would do it, but then telling a senior aide, quote, "We're not going to do any of that." And the book describing extraordinary insults from the president's staff. Woodward writing Mattis has described Mr. Trump as having the understanding of a 5th or 6th grader, and Chief of Staff John Kelly has called the president an idiot, an account first reported by NBC News. Kelly calling that accusation BS, and another pathetic attempt to smear people close to President Trump and distract from the administration's many successes. Mattis calling the accusations the product of someone's rich imagination. Woodward also describing a president lobbing his own insults, calling Attorney General Jeff Sessions a traitor, mentally retarded, and a dumb Southerner. Woodward didn't talk to President Trump for the book, saying his requests went unanswered, publishing this phone call with the president from last month.
Who did you ask about speaking to me?
Well, about 6 people.
Well, they don't tell me.
The president responding in an
And Woodward didn't give names, though.
interview with the Daily Caller, saying it's just another bad book. And Woodward had a lot of credibility problems.
Wow. As you heard in Kristen's piece, Woodward's book alleges that in the White House residence on January 27th, the president's personal attorney, John Dowd, peppered Trump with questions about the Russia investigation, provoking stumbles, contradictions, and lies, until the president eventually lost his cool. Dowd said that don't testify. It's either that or an orange jumpsuit. If it's decision time, you're going to go forward. I can't be with you. I think the President of the United States cannot be seen taking the fifth, Trump said. No, I'm a good witness. I'll be a real good witness. Dowd knew this was self-delusion. You are not a good witness, Dowd said again. Trump had one overriding problem that Dowd knew but could not bring himself to say to the president. You're an expletive liar. The book describes that on March 5th, Dowd and Trump attorney Jay Sekulow met in Mueller's office with the special counsel and his deputy, where Dowd and Sekulow reenacted Trump's January practice.
I'm sorry. Wait. You're saying Trump's lawyers met with Mueller and told him what Trump said? What does this say? On March 5th, Dowd and Trump attorney Jay Sekulow met in Mueller's office with the special counsel and his deputy, James Quirrell, where Dowd and Sekulow reenacted Trump's January practice session. Are you out of your mind? Are you fucking serious? Get out of here with this shit. That is fucking insane. So, Trump's lawyers in front of Mueller did a reenactment segment? Get out of here with this shit. This is a joke. And U.S. supremacy. This witch hunt is all about Trump's failure to complete the breakup of Syria and for daring to make peace with Russia. I think that's part of it. I think the main issue here is that he beat the Queen. It was the Queen's turn, and so she didn't win, and so now they're using a tactic that they came up with when Trump won the primary. This is in the WikiLeaks, that they couldn't find any business dealings in Russia, so they're going to play up the romance with Putin. That was basically the origins of the Russia Gate bullshit. And now we're seeing it, but we're seeing it at every level. We're seeing it inside the Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the corporate media. It's crazy. It's crazy. Space Reptile, if you judge Mattis by his reading list, these narratives are utter bullshit. Mattis wouldn't serve. He studied democide and despots. Yeah, a lot of these things aren't consistent with the personalities of the people either.
This is the incredible part, I think, Willie, that Dowd, who we've always seen as being, an opponent of Robert Mueller, they sit down and they both talk about the same problem they have as Americans.
Yeah.
And Dowd said to Mueller, I'm not going to sit there and let him look like an idiot, Dowd said. The guys overseas are going to say, I told you he was an idiot. I told you he was a damn dumbbell. What are you dealing with this idiot for? And then Mueller says, John, I understand.
Oh, get out of here.
So there you have it. It's extraordinary. This is
I'm sorry, isn't it completely inappropriate for one of your lawyers to meet with Mueller and say my client is guilty and an idiot? This is fantasy world shit. Giovanni Angelo, I guess since he outsmarted everyone is an idiot. Right, like what is he, the brilliant genius, or is he an idiot? They have to decide one or the other. I argue them simultaneously. What is going on with this behavior from the lawyers? All of this shit is... How would this ever be acceptable? Sabella Shepard, it's a disbarment and treason. And by the way, there's a two-part thing to all these stories. One, we have to believe they happened, and two, that they're stupid enough to tell Bob Woodward, you are stupid enough to tell Bob Woodward, yes, I threw my client under the bus, went to Robert Mueller, told Robert Mueller he was guilty and an idiot. Who the fuck would ever hire you again? Are you serious? This is amazing.
one of the most extraordinary parts of the book, where Robert Mueller, American, is talking to Donald Trump's attorney. Also,
good show, Objective Charlie
as an American. And both of these two, who are supposed to be on opposite sides, are both saying, we can't embarrass.
What the fuck is with her faces? Look at the way that you're talking about people being mentally disturbed. Look at the faces she makes.
Danger, right there.
Also,
what the fuck?
Watch over there.
As an American. And both of these two, who are supposed to be on opposite sides, are both saying we can't embarrass the President of the United States in the face of the world this way because he will look too stupid, and it will actually hurt American interests abroad.
It's extraordinary on so many levels. First of all, we're hearing Bob Mueller's voice through Bob Woodward's book. We don't hear Bob Mueller's voice very often. And that you have the president's own attorney not just protecting the president of the United States, this president.
Oh yeah, that's protecting him? Oh my God.
President Trump in this case, but protecting effectively the presidency and protecting effectively the country from embarrassment by having the president testify in this way. And remember, Dowd did quit shortly thereafter, so clearly he didn't think that Donald Trump was going to listen to him in the end, and he wasn't the advocate, perhaps, Donald Trump, that he thinks he can be. Remember, he thinks if I sit across from somebody, I'm going to be able to make my I can make this happen. And Dowd is telling him in no uncertain terms, no, sir, you are not.
Lawyers have an ethical obligation that if they know that their client is committing perjury or is going to commit perjury, they have to report that to the court. This is, Mika, obviously something that John Dowd knew that he to do if Donald Trump testified.
In an email to the Washington Examiner, Dowd wrote, there was no so-called practice session or reenactment of a mock interview at the special counsel's office.
So, John,
So yeah, another person is coming out denying what was in the book. Mr. Travis, how is this any different from the piece of trash Fire and Fury Michael Wolff published earlier this year? I'm trying to remember some of the stories from that book because these seem crazier.